questions? Yep.
Are you being sponsored in the work?
Fortunately not. We have to do a lot of begging. We have a lot of expenses that we have at the end of the day and at the end of the month, and basically we ask for meals, accommodations, services, repairs, you know, and we have to do a lot of work on the road to get the advance work up ahead to the other cities and towns. So, you know, it's the workload certainly can't say enough about how much work is involved. Any other questions? Yeah.
When someone in Canada needs an organ transplant, do they basically search Canada, or is there a larger network when they're looking for an organ?
It's actually in Canada. It's not the same as the bone marrow registry that they have for the world. Now, one day we could see a world organ bank, you know, where we'd be able. It'd be a little more difficult, but so Canadians are dependent on Canadians at this point. Yeah.
Did you ever stop? Did you take a whole day to stop or something?
For breaks, I've had a few days to stop, and it gets pretty tiring sometimes. So when I enter a big town like Brandon, or big city, I'm sorry, we sort of take a couple of days, but we still have to do a lot of work while I'm here, and then we get back on the road. Yep. Sorry? Not in the winter. In the summer we did, though.
You mentioned some barriers and problems that you have on the way. Can you give us a couple of examples of situations that you've had that have been difficult for you?
Yeah, well, I've had a few physical problems. I've run into, in the summertime I had sunstroke a few times. Also caught a few flus. Also had my toe infected at one point. I almost had to get amputated. And also caught a virus while I was walking along Lake Erie. I caught a mild form of E. coli. And then in the winter I got frostbite about 5 times. My nose almost fell off in Selkirk, it was so cold. Those are the physical challenges. And you know, then there's emotional challenges, being away from home, and then we have our financial challenges, you know, constantly trying to survive and keep the rock alive. Yep.
How about when you're walking across a long stretch like from Winnipeg to Brandon and you don't see any
Yeah, I'm sort of getting used to that flatness too, so it was a real pleasure coming into Brandon and seeing some hills. Actually, I have a CD with me, and I get into the music while I'm walking. Helps. Yep.
Is there an organ donation organization, you know, like the Heart Stroke Fund? Is there one for the organ donation where people...
Yeah, there's a few small ones. You know, what we're also trying to do on this campaign is to inspire the federal government to create, you know, a national program per se, because there's a few small ones that aren't really recognized at this point. We need a national program that all Canadians can recognize, and you know, they can pretty well set the standards for our country. So this is part of our campaign and trying to encourage and inspire the governments to play that role. Yep. Yeah, I actually have 2 vehicles. We have a 98 Windstar minivan, and we also have a Hummer. That's all. We don't have it out here today. It's actually in Calgary right now, and I had to get, we had to get a couple of parts there. It's very hard to get parts in Canada for the Hummer.
Did you drive any of the way, or did you walk the whole way?
Well, what I do is I walk about 25 kilometers a day into the town, hard one.
Long walk.
Pretty long.
If you were to sit her walk with you.
Branda comes out to walk the last 3-4 kilometers. She carries the torch mostly. We have an Olympic torch that's been carried into each town, and we had a lot of sports celebrities that on our kickoff in Toronto that carried the torch. Ty Domi, we had the Argonauts there, the Blue Jays were there, and so on and so on. We should have brought the torch.
What do you do for food and water when you're camping?
Well, I have little munchies, you know, like I have those power bars and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, that keeps me going in the morning. By the time lunch comes, we're all pretty hungry. And so, you know, when you're doing a lot of activity, you'll eat more, right? So.
When did you realize that you had this problem?
I guess when I was very sick and they told me that, you know, I only had about a couple of years left to live, and then when I was rushed to the hospital that morning and told that I only had 2 days left to live, you know, I pretty well accepted that I wasn't going to be around here much longer. So when I woke up after that surgery and I had a new liver in me and I had new life beating in me, and I was thinking of two things when I woke up after that surgery. That I had a chance to still live, and also I was thinking about that family that just lost a loved one, and they were really grieving and sad and everything. And I was thinking of the awesome contribution that they made at that moment. So my dream was to say thank you to them and to do it in the best way possible. So my dream developed right after I woke up after the surgery.
How did you become a grip?
Sorry?
How did you become all three of you?
Oh, okay. Because there's so much work involved in this, I tired out 4 road crews. So I need a road crew too. So by the time I reached Fort Francis, the road crew I had wanted to go home. And so they went home, and I was left with nobody. And another person that's on the road crew, Travis, who's in Calgary right now, getting the Hummer fixed. I met him, then he introduced me to Miranda and Brandon in Fort Francis, and all 3 of them are from Fort Francis. So, you know, they seen you know, what I had to do, and that I was without a road crew. So they got really excited, and they wanted to help me out. And we talked to their parents and everything, and their parents are behind it 100%. And that's how they came on board. We call them our rock and roll road crew.
Isn't it kind of weird knowing that you've got someone else's liver in you?
Oh yeah, it was really weird. No, there's a weird process that you have to go through, because I had to try and get used to that, you know. So what I started thinking of, I wasn't thinking so much of having someone else's liver. I was thinking about that someone was willing to donate something to, you know, at a very difficult time to save somebody's life. So I look at it like that, and it makes it easier to know that, you know, and plus that's one of the reasons why I want to try and meet the family one day, you know, so that if they feel like they're my extended family right now.
Are you trying to get to like all the cities or just most of them?
All of them. There's 500 cities and towns that we want to reach by the time we finish.